Hello guys, are you sure your building loads are transferring correctly to your foundation? In this meeting, I will reveal how to use the Axial Load Comparison Report in ProtaStructure to validate your structural model. As we proceed, we'll consider the danger of ignoring load comparison, slab load versus decomposed beam loads, interpreting base reactions, what to do if your loads don't match. You are very welcome. In structural design, you must first of all analyze your building model before you proceed to design, which in ProtaStructure, after you design, you will see your structural element showing this green color. Simply means in the design statute, okay. But before you carry out your design, after analysis, there is an important check that you need to carry out. And this check is called the Axial Load Comparison Check, where the summation of the dead load of the slabs must be equals to the base reactions successfully for the foundation design. Otherwise, your building will be at risk. And so, ignoring this axial load comparison check will actually result to you under designing your structural elements such as the beams, the column, and as well as the foundation. That is why this axial load comparison check is quite very important. If this is the first time you have come across our channel, Stop Freezing Academy, consider subscribing, like the video, and stick to this video till the very end so you gain the old knowledge in this video. Also share this video with our colleagues. Alright, so now I want to be showing you where you can be able to find this axial load comparison check. You have to navigate to the analysis tab. Over here you can see axial load comparison report. Alright, so before you should check this, you have to carry out your analysis. Do not design your structure. That is why if you come to the analysis provision, for instance, over here and hit on the analysis tab right here, under building analysis, once you hit here, a dialog will pop up. This dialog is showing you a base design option that are you going to design after analysis, like immediately after analysis. Okay, you can see column wall reinforcement design. If you check this, simply means you are analyzing at the same time designing. If you check this option again, means you are also analyzing both the beams reinforcement after you carry out the analysis. So you should learn to uncheck these provisions and proceed to the analysis of the structure. So after the structure is being analyzed successfully, I want to cancel this right now. You will now proceed to check your axial load comparison report. It is very much important. So I will be showing you how to compare this axial load successfully for the safety of the design of your structural element as well as the foundation successfully in this video. Okay, so now once you have done with an analysis of your structure, you will proceed to the axial load comparison report. So once you click on this, you will see a window that will pop up to show you the loads in the flux. Alright, so this is the axial load comparison report window. Alright, over here you can see the G load, which is the dead load. So this is the constant load. Alright, dead load is a constant load, while live load is a transient load. It's a load that comes in and goes out. Alright, so this dead load actually consists of the safe weight, alright, and other safe weight for furniture and plastering and other partitions successfully. That consists of this dead load that you are seeing in this table. So you can see the total loads based on slab load. Alright, so this total load, you can see each floor from story 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then over here we are having 6,437.9 kilonewton. This is an axial load, all right, coming from the slab. So this load goes directly to the beams, all right, from the slab heat lines or finite elements, whichever method of analysis you used actually to carry out this design. All right, so now here is the Q load, which is the transient load, okay, or stable load. That is the Q load that comes in and goes out. All right, so from first floor to the fourth floor right here, I'm having 437.8 kilonewton. Now coming to the total load decomposed to beam, so you must be sure that the total load decomposed to beam from the slab is not more than 5% below that of the slab. Okay, the total load decomposed to beam is not more than 5%. No, ProtaStructure have actually given us some default a kind of tolerance of 5%. All right, that's why I'm mentioning 5%. ProtaStructure give us tolerance of 5%. That if the load decomposed to the beam is less than that of the slab, within 5%, it will still pass design. That is why sometimes when you carry out your analysis, the program will pop up a message telling you that the axial loads comparison check is not okay. So once that happens, you need to come here and to confirm that. So from here, the base slab load, the total is this figure, and then the load decomposed to beam is this figure. So you can see the discrepancies of this load. This is 6.4 and this is 6.4, and then you can see the load decomposed to beam is higher than the load on the slab. Why? This is because of the safe weight of the beam. All right, otherwise it's supposed to be equal, but once this load decomposed to beam, this one is less than that of the slab, it means some of the load has been disappeared or some of the load are mixed. So this is due to modeling error. All right, so once you experience that, you will notice that you don't have enough load to actually design, or you don't have enough axial load to actually design your structural element. In that case, you will need to recheck your structure, modeling it. All right, so now once you come down, you can see also the total life load decomposed to beam. You can see that the figure right here is not different, or it's not far from this figure that we have right here. Okay, so these are the life load from the slab that has been decomposed to the beam. Now, if you come down to the building analysis columns and wall axial load, where your point of concentration should be is this building analysis total base reactions. So the total base reactions, these are the load that goes to the foundation directly. So this is the G load. So this load should be equals the dead load, the total dead load on the slab. So you can see we have 6437.9. Now come to the building analysis total base reactions. We still have 6437.9 kilonewton, and then the same thing for the life load. So if there's a discrepancy between this base reaction load and the total dead load applied on each of these floor as it is being summed together to give us this value, if there's a discrepancy between this value you have here as the total dead load of the slab and then the base reactions load, it simply means your load has not been transferred properly. Okay, so you have to check your modeling, because if you proceed to carry out the design of the structural elements, those elements like the beams, the columns, as well as the foundation will be under design, which will lead to the building collapse. So this axial load comparison check is quite very important that everyone should check and be able to compare this accurately. Like in this case, this value of the base reaction load, total base reaction load right here is equals to the total load applied on the slab successfully. So this is 100% accurate in this design that I've carried out. Okay, so now what you have to be looking at is to ensure that your modeling is quite very okay. Should in case this load are not matched, okay, the total dead load, because we designed the foundation with the service load, ultimate serviceability ultimate load. All right, so the serviceability ultimate load has to do with the unfactored load. So this load you are seeing right here are unfactored load. The total dead load on the slab you are seeing, this is the G load, which is the dead load. This is the total right here. This is the one that goes to the foundation, unfactored. All right, and then this is the life load, also unfactored. So when you sum these two together, you will now have serviceability ultimate load, which you use to design the foundations, or which you also use to determine if the soil bearing capacity will be okay to support that structure or not, which I will do video on that, because that will involve some formula and calculations to be able to check the weight of the building and as well as the weight of the soil. If the weight of the building is higher than the weight of the soil, it simply means that soil cannot be able to sustain the building. And this is where you extract all the necessary data about the axial load to be able to compute that successfully, which I will do that in a special video for proper explanations. So you have to stick to this channel, subscribe to our channel, and also if you want to learn more about ProtaStructure and how to check some of these critical checks in ProtaStructure, you can subscribe to our ongoing masterclass in ProtaStructure, where we will teach you very much well, and then you can design with confidence and explain to your clients, present your structural drawing with confidence, having shown all of this check successfully. Alright, so this is the right way for you to check your axial load comparison. You can see that based on slab load, total load based on slab load, which is 647.9, is equals the total base reactions, which is also 6437.9, and then that of the Q load is 437.8, and then over here, if you take, this is 437.8. So once these figures matches each other, you know that yes, there is a proper distribution or decompositions of load from the last floor, which is the fourth floor in the case of this building, till the foundation. So foundation is receiving the right load for its design. The beams are receiving the right load for its design. The columns are also receiving the right axial load from the beam for its design. Alright, so this is how you can use this axial load comparison check to actually determine the state of your analysis, whether your analysis is actually okay or not. This must be done before you should proceed to carry out the design of your structural element. So those structural elements can receive the right and proper axial load for the design of a reinforcement successfully. I believe that you have learned one or two things in this video. Alright, you can also print this report successfully using PDF, or you can print it to Office. Alright, so you can keep this and also attach this to your structural calculations. This is very, very important. Alright, this is where you determine the whole weight of the building, which I've explained that the weight of the building is the summation of the dead load plus the life load. Okay, so this must be unfactored. Okay, these loads are unfactored. Alright, when you factor them, it simply means you are actually designing for the limit state of collapse. Alright, and that is used to actually design the members, the limit state of collapse. I will do a video on limit state of collapse so you really understand and what member you should use limit state of collapse to actually design. Limit state of collapse is actually used to design the structural element, which are the beams, slab, and as well as the column. Once you come to the foundation, you now use an unfactored load. Alright, so limit state of collapse has to do with the factored load. Okay, so the unfactored load is what you used for the design, which is called the service load for the design of foundation of your structure successfully. Okay, so we are going to be stopping here. Do not forget to like. Do not also forget to subscribe to our channel, Freezing Academy. I am inviting you to join our masterclass, okay, on the design of structures using ProtaStructure and other software that we teach on this channel successfully. You are very welcome once again. So after you have confirmed that you now proceed to design your foundations. Okay, so we see you in the next presentation. Have a great day and stay safe. Bye for now.